All right, surprise, surprise. This is lesson 24. We just did lesson 24, measuring with cups, for day 3. This is day 3, part 2. Okay? Scary, but it is. So day 3, part 2 is measuring with pints, because we know the 2 units that we are learning about are cups and pints. Because we learned volume, how much something will hold, estimate, guess. Cup is a unit for measuring liquid volume, and pint is a unit for measuring liquid volume. So day 3, part 1 was about cups. Day 3, part 2 is about pints. So you have 2 things to do. It's a little scary, but you can get through this. This is on page 238. So read the problem, then you will use pints to measure liquid volume. Liquid volume meaning amount something will hold. So right here, Maria makes 1 pint of lemonade. She puts the lemonade in a cooler. Estimate, guess, how many pints of lemonade the cooler can hold. How could you measure to find out how much lemonade the cooler will fill the cooler? My cooler is very light on this printed out page, so you're going to have to look in your book to see it well. I'll try and draw it, but that's not going to be very pretty or accurate. So make sure you look in your book. And it said this is about 1 pint. So there it is. So it gave you a picture it. Estimate how many more pints of lemonade it would take to fill the cooler. So estimate, guess. Guess how many more pints. Well, it told you this is about a pint. So what they did was they have the same length, and that's what they did. They used to measure it. Okay. Then it says model it down here. Check your estimation by measuring it. So your guess, they guessed 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5, 4 or 5, and they said measure it. So here's 1 pint using a measuring cup, and they're going to pour it in. See if that's correct. Let's connect it. Use the model it to solve the problems. Let's look at number 13. Look at the picture it. Picture it. About how many pints would it take to fill the cooler? So what did it say? It said, here's the picture. It said 1, 2, 3, 4. About 4 pints. Make sure we label our answer. 4. And we're talking about the unit of pints. So pints. Number 14. Look at the model it. How can you find the liquid volume of the cooler in pints? So it's saying look at this bottom one. So how can you find it using pints? Well, just like I told you, you should measure the lemonade. So pour the lemonade in. So you're going to measure 1 pint of lemonade. So measure 1 pint of the lemonade at a time. And count how many pints it takes to fill the cooler. Okay, I said measure 1 pint of lemonade at a time and count how many pints it takes to fill the cooler. That's what you're going to do. That's what it's telling you to do right here. Again, if it gets fuzzy, you have a book. So let's look at number 15. When measuring liquid volume, meaning the amount something will hold, why is it important to fill the measuring cup so the top of the liquid lines up with the number of pints or cups? So why is it important to make sure that this liquid stops at 1 pint or 1 cup? Why is that important? Because if it doesn't, if you don't stop at the line, you wouldn't measure the liquid correct. Okay. So now this says try it. Measure how much water an object in your classroom can hold. Same deal as part 1. All of these are going to be small group only. Your book stops at number 15 for your sign off. We will be doing this with me in small group. So after you've finished 15, come get it signed off. Save these for small group. We're going to be doing these for small group.